When you think of home, you probably picture something warm, open, full of light. But here, in Byoubugaura, Yokohama, light is a negotiation. This house, designed by Takeshi Hosaka, isn't about excess, it's about survival. About how architecture adapts when the land gives you little and the sky gives you nothing. Squeezed between taller buildings, cast in shadow for much of the year, this home had to invent its own sun. The couple who live here aren't just residents. They're dreamers who refused to give up on light. Imagine purchasing a 33 square meter lot, only to find it boxed in on 3 sides. Most would have walked away, but they asked a question. Most don't. What if we can live with less light, but more purpose? Takeshi Hosaka answered the challenge with a house that doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's honest, raw concrete. 2 levels and no windows facing the street. Just a skylight that slices the roof open to the heavens. This is what architecture looks like when it responds like a living organism. Every surface, every volume, every decision is filtered through necessity. And yet, there's a strange piece here. You'd think a home with no direct sunlight, surrounded by walls, would feel suffocating. But it doesn't. It feels monastic, focused, like the world has been quieted down to a whisper so you can finally hear your own thoughts. There's a power in limitation. We forget that. We chase bigger, brighter, more open. But in Japan, where land is scarce and cities rise vertically, the smartest architecture turns inward. It creates privacy without walls. It offers dignity without grandeur. The couple here don't live large, they live deep. Their days begin under a sliver of sky and end in a space that feels carved out of stillness. Takeshi Hosaka isn't just designing for a light. He's designing for introspection, for a slow rhythm of living, the way sound echoes in the concrete, the way shadows stretch across the curved ceiling. It's like living inside a thought. And maybe that's the point, that when you remove distractions, when you subtract everything that doesn't matter, you end up with something that does. I've spent decades looking at buildings, but every once in a while, one reminds me why I fell in love with architecture in the first place, not because it dazzles, but because it dares to be silent. This house doesn't shout, it listens, and that is far more rare. If this house made you pause, even for a moment, then it's done more than most buildings ever will. Let me know in the comments. Could you live in a space like this? Or would the silence be too loud? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still thinks small means less. Because sometimes, less gives you more than you ever imagined.